Sup, it's Hallie, and welcome to Pokémon Hunter. This is the first game I ever created. Are you sure you want to start a new game? No. Okay, did you get hasty at the title screen by any chance? When I first made this, I didn't realize that you could use F12 to reset RPG Maker games, and when I was testing it a lot, I would tend to pick Begin instead of Load because it just starts you on Begin for some reason. So, it's like, I put that in there so I wouldn't have to worry about hitting F12. So yeah, we're starting a game. Okay then! Welcome to Pokémon Hunter. If you were told this is a Pokémon game, you weren't completely misinformed. It's not so much a Pokémon game as it is a game with Pokémon in it. If Pokémon were a normal game, like most other RPGs, this is what it would be like. Probably. However it goes, remember to have fun and keep an open mind. Let's begin, shall we? So, as far as first games go, I actually feel like this one isn't too bad. But that doesn't mean it's a great game, and there will be plenty of things for me to blather about as we go on. So I think I should just, get through this super bland intro, and then we'll worry about, telling you about it. Hey guys, do you ever wonder how things work out?
What do you mean?
Well, I was just thinking about how we all met and became a team. Oh man, that goes way back. Weren't you on a mission to help a town or something? Yes, it all began with the trouble in Base Town. Eli was hired originally and led us along his way. I remember it all like it happened yesterday.
Calm down, everyone. I know we have a crisis, but we must be strong. I hired a hunter named Eli to slay the monsters that threaten our homes.
Thank you for helping us. Hey, I'm glad to do it.
Are you sure you can handle those beasts?
I'm not too worried.
You're either very brave or very foolish.
Probably a little of both.
Just be careful, alright?
Of course. Dude, I totally believe in you. Thanks?
Thank you. We're all counting on you. I'll give you 500 coins to get started. Spend it wisely. I also understand that you have a skill, Basic Heal. You should keep it in mind.
Don't worry, I won't let you down. Amazing. Starting in a mostly featureless grass field to begin the game. So oh goodness, this was basically my first foray into game design, or at least with RPG Maker. The only thing I had made before this was some stages for the Tomb Raider level editor, but that was a completely different thing, and it never got formed into a fully finished level pack or whatever, although that was my original plan. Those levels cannot be found anywhere, even though there are places you could download stuff for that. But I should probably have this game. So first of all, this super edgelord looking guy we're playing as, his name's Eli, but he's actually not a self-insert, because whenever I first started making this game, I was big into Phantasy Star Online at the time, and it was new and fresh and interesting to me, and I had designed some characters in it, and I decided to make my characters from Phantasy Star Online in this game. I didn't I just kind of poked through the graphics that were available and picked the ones that were approximately correct to what I had in Phantasy Star. So that's why this guy looks like this. I was still kind of a naive person whenever I made this, so it just didn't even cross my mind that this is basically a villain character's sprites we have here. And I chose him as my main hero. It's kind of silly and dumb. Let's talk to this king.
Why did they capture my daughter? Why?
Based on Homestar Runner's King of Town. So obnoxious. I wonder why that wizard is always staring at the sea. These dots. Maybe that guy's even angstier. God. There's a storm in the desert right now. It's too dangerous to let you through. He won't let us through.
Who is that guy?
La 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 la, just chillin'. They can speak for themselves.
Oh crap, did he run off to that cave? PT, you idiot!
He did in fact run off to that cave. Hold on a second. Well actually, I think it won't let me go in there until I've talked to the right NPC. Is this where I should go first? Isn't there someone I should ask? There is, yeah! There aren't too many logic barriers in this first game, but that doesn't mean the barriers that are there are particularly good.
Oh, she's not really going in there, is she? Oh, am I sure I can do this?
No, you're not. Just stay put.
I saw that bird like a funny shocky bird. It wanted to stay, but Mommy said it was too dangerous. How dare they? I can't believe I'm being treated like this.
Well, this stinks, but what can we do? We can't face those things and they've overrun the town.
This is so horrible. I just want to go home.
This is terrible. What are we going to do? This sucks. Come in, get wrong.
Yes, alcohol turns you into a zombie here, apparently. Here's another old man.
There's a strange plant blocking the forest. It sounds like it's snoring.
Gosh, what could this be? It's a Venusaur. It's sleeping in the path. So we can't go anywhere, basically. You're like our only hope. You know, you should talk to the Pathfinder first. She can tell you all kinds of stuff. Her shop is over there. It's right there. That's it. And here's Garu's shop. Be prepared. It's their slogan. You can buy things. I should buy some things. What do I want to buy here? Actually, these are like infinitely better to have than these because these can be used to fuel Eli's healing magic. So I think, do I want 10 of those? Do I actually want all 10? We'll go 6 and 4. Just in case my other party member needs to heal sometimes and Eli's too busy. And here's our inn.
Costs 25 coins to rest here. Will you stay?
Can't do it. I spent all my money. Oh god, so first we gotta talk to you.
Hello, I am the one organizing your killing spree. There are 8 major beasts you must slay, and I will direct you to each one. Let's see. Okay, the first beast hides in a cave to the northeast of here. It's a black dragon. Glad I don't have to kill it. What? Something else? Oh, okay. You'll gain the aid of a thief who's exploring the cave. Keep an eye out for him. What are you waiting for? Go to the cave, northeast.
Alright, let's get going on our Pokemon adventure. So the things that make this game not great are mostly because of its ties to Pokemon, and I'll explain a little bit about that when we get into battle where most of the trouble is. Did you say anything different? Oh, no, she wouldn't. She wouldn't change for that flat flag. Can we reach the party before we get attacked? No, we can't. Charmander is all gone. I'm just gonna run away from them until I get my second party member, because they are a bit much for Eli alone. Oh, stupid friggin'. What the? Who are you? I'm the guy who was hired to kill these filthy monsters. Name's Eli. Oh, hello then. I'm Fat T. I came in here to look for stuff. Then you're the thief I heard about who was prowling around up here. That's a rather blunt way to put it, but you're not exactly prancing around this crap hole either, are ya? I don't have time for this. There's a beast somewhere down here, and it's currently my job to ensure its death. Well, as long as we're going the same way, why don't we help each other out? There we go. That's all the logic they need to travel together. So there are secrets to be found every which way all here. I'm gonna see if I remember where they all are. Hello, Voltorb, you're the easiest monster here. And yet, still dodged. God, they're pathetic. Single digit. So, the thing that makes this game not great, it's like, I am a bit of a perfectionist, and this game is, like, sound and designed to the way I wanted it to, or to be, but the problem is, like, in the design itself. See, I based this game's mechanics off of the Pokemon trading card game, more so than the actual Pokemon games. And for that reason, the elements are completely out of whack. Like, completely out of whack. Book of Cha. Most of the skills you get in this game are found by, like, picking them up off the ground like that. And that taught Eli one of the skills that Charmander knows. Ember. It has power 30, because that's the power it had on the Charmander card that this Pokemon was based off of. Well, because it's using the card game's mechanics, that means that most Pokemon don't have any resistances, and their weaknesses, they only have like one weakness, and it usually doesn't make any sense. So like, I can hit this Charmander with Ember, and it'll take regular damage, and it just doesn't even matter. Oh right, maybe Amber was the weakest thing out here. Voltorb's pretty weak too, though. Goodness, but yeah, they're pathetic. So the elements don't make any sense, and a lot of the moves don't really make sense either. Because, like, RPG Maker could not perfectly emulate everything that the trading card game could do. They're just sort of approximations. I don't know why I walked back this way. I knew there was nothing. Ooh, first right. You can also just hit lazy, and it'll pick their moves for you. It will generally use up your MP until there's none left. But you can kind of learn a lot of moves from the various Pokemon around. And it can kind of just fun to hit lazy and watch the sparks fly sometimes. But anyway, yeah, the battle mechanics make very little sense as a result of these design choices. You get stuff like Gyarados being weak to grass because he was in the card game, and not weak to lightning at all. It's really, really dumb. But apart from those things, it is working as intended, like I said. In fact, before I started this recording, I fixed the only known problem that is in this game. So yes, I updated this game today in 2022. This game that I finished in well, the last update seems to be in 2007, and I'd finished it, the original, in 2004 or 5. It's just that old. My god, it's been so long. The skill lists are... Oh yeah, here's the other thing that's stupid, because it's using the card game mechanics. We have Scratch and Ember here, and Ember is obviously a fire attack, but Scratch is, usually a normal attack, but in the trading card game, all attacks from a card are treated as the element of that card, so since Charmander was a fire card, both of his skills are fire skills, even though that makes 0 sense. So yeah, we'll just use Ember because it's the better of the two. Get things done quicker. We one-rounded those nerds. Sometimes they drop things. Isn't that nice? Oi! Embers. Just gonna lazy. Bah! That was a bit of overkill. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Not the most efficient use of my MP. God, I don't even need MP to take them down. Another sort of flaw of this game is that the enemies tend to be really bulky because of how I decided to distribute their stats. And their stat distributions aren't totally sensical either. Here's the Forever that teaches a mind skill, but neither of these characters can learn mind skills, so we just get to hang on to that one. Let's save the game. And this is another weird thing I chose to do. Every area of the game has one random tile. Well, not random per se, but there's a distinct tile in each area that will teleport you to a secret like that. And that is the one for the cave. It's a pretty obvious one. I feel like stepping on that dirt pile and pressing a button isn't too unintuitive, but it doesn't mean it makes a whole lot of sense either. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I hope so. I'm kind of getting my butt kicked. Maybe I should, heal. Oh, he's out of hurts. That's okay. Very burny. I don't know, Fatty needs healed too. I better heal him. Keep ourselves alive. Urgh. So yeah, monsters are too tanky. Elements and battle skills and all that don't make any goddamn sense. But all considered, it's really not that bad. At least it's playable. At least it's complete. Encounter rate's a bit high. But sometimes that's just a matter of luck. Oh, I want to take up... Well, I guess Abra's not that threatening. I mean, neither of them are that threatening. I was hoping to kill Voltorb in one hit there, but it didn't work out. Incredibly. Yeah, apart from, those conceits, it's Pokemon if it was a regular RPG. That was the idea, and, yeah, that's it. We going. I kind of wish I had tutorialized some stuff for this game a little bit better. You can see the battle things are going pretty quick, but that's because I'm holding the action key. If you don't hold the action key, battle's actually taking an unbearably long amount of time. Oh, great. Now where do we go? There's a path with an arrow. It's not that tough. You think that's really the path? Wow, I thought you were smart. That's definitely not it. Nice work. You were the one who said we shouldn't take the arrow. The arrow is in fact the correct path. Ah! Avarice! Stop it. There. You don't really need to fight every encounter. You can probably get by with less of them. I could have sworn there was something here, but I guess not. There might be something there later. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played this game. But I'm confident I'll be able to find everything, at the very least. We're going to pick up the Book of Volt there, which is another thing we can't use, because Voltorb is an electric card, and neither of these guys can learn electric moves. In fact, I don't think he gets any moves in this first area. He's just stuck with the basic Hurt. Which is also a very silly move in itself. Book of Volt! Woo! Yeah, we'll teach that to somebody further down the line. Yeah, I guess that's another thing. There are a lot fewer elements because it's based on the trading card game. Like, for example, we're not going to worry about this thing for just yet. We're going to go in here first. Anyway, for example, like, fighting type cards are a combination of rock, ground, and fighting, so you get all of these are lumped together under Earth in this. What's this? Treasure? I've heard of these. I think it's a Restore Stone. It's supposedly a cure-all, but too heavy to move and too tough to break. It sure is. And when you heal, it saps the stone's power and you can't use it again. So you gotta, like, you can't just hang around the heal room and grind. So what's up with this thing? Ooh, an inscription. Hooray! Let's see here. Well, what's it say? Nothing special. Something about certain death or whatever. Trap Onyxes! They're actually not that powerful. We can hit them with these things and they'll go down pretty quick. Their main thing is they have a lot of health. Alright, I was going to tell you about how, like, the stats were derived, because, once again, it's based entirely on the card game, so I had to figure out how to get the basic 6 stats out of the data on the card, rather than doing something sensible like using what the Pokemon games actually have. And, like, it's extra stupid, because RPG Maker does not distinguish between special attack and special defense, just like the original Pokemon games did with their special stat before it was split into special attack and special defense. So I could very easily have just used the original game's stats, no problem, but no, I was insisting on using the cards, and, like, I'm not sure even if I remember how I did it. Like, HP was pretty obvious, the cards already had HP, so I believe I set it up so that it was a scale of 1 to 10, depending on how much HP the Pokemon had. Like, no Pokemon had less than 30 health. The Diglett was, like, the weakest with 30. I think Voltorb also had 30, and maybe Abra. But, like, 30 was the bottom, and 120 was the top, because it was based entirely off of the original first trading card game set. What was I gonna do? I guess I'll say... Oh, I was gonna equip that helmet I just found. Red helmet! Def plus 20, resist fire. That'll be super good for later. But anyway, between those, I just made it a scale of 1 to 10, and, like, how much health a Pokemon would have in a given area depended on where they fell on a chart, and where the area was in the game, and what their 1 to 10 score would have been based on their HP. And I remember, like, MP was, like, based on their energy costs or something, as well as... Oh, hey, it evolved, look at that. Sometimes Pokemons evolve, and they can drop rare items when this happens. Will he do it, though? No, he didn't drop a rare item. Anyway, keep getting interrupted by random encounters and things happening. Alright, like, the stats. That's enough, the deep pit. We'll just have to be really careful. How do we know these tracks are safe? I'm not gonna take a spill just because of faulty mechanics. Chill! We'll take it one step at a time. You actually can't fall off, you're fine. But it's like, energy cost was used to determine MP, and I think it was used to determine the special stat as well, which is why some Pokemon who have really high energy costs, like Machoke, ended up with really high special attack ability. Even that makes no freaking sense either. What's up with this hole? Perhaps it's a switch of some kind. Yeah, sure. What could a switch do in a place like this? I'll flip it and find out. This is the first puzzle I ever made, and it's really not that good of fun. Basically, the switches affect the tracks by straightening them out or scrunching them up so you can't cross them, even though humans have legs and can jump. How do we do this? Let's see, I think... Where do we go from here? I know there's a way down there to get something. Thankfully, nothing attacks us while we're out this way. Yeah, see, now we can't go back with that switch. But I think it let us do something further up ahead. I don't know. I don't remember this puzzle perfectly, I just remember its existence and that's the mechanics. Hold on, did I set it up so you have to do it from the other side? I did. I see you have to be standing in front of the switch for it to work. It wouldn't have made sense. Wouldn't have made no dang sense. The things that should make sense do, and then the things that don't make sense should. What? Like, what? Did that straighten out the whole thing? It sure did, but we're not done. We need to get over here. I think this switch does that one. Well, maybe not that one. Further along, then? There are books tied to these things. And books are tied to completion. The game does track how much stuff you finished or did not finish. Here we go. Climb down, get a Book of Ellen.